Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video we have some early BlizzCon Online news because of an unfortunate mistake that happened. It could have happened on purpose, technically. But an unfortunate thing happened if it is a mistake, and they actually sent out their press kits for BlizzCon Online early, so the people receive them early. Press kits are things that are just like a service to the media, typically. So in this case, it might be magazines, people who cover gaming, uh, website aggregators, maybe content creators of a certain size. Um, they send out these press kits as like a courtesy to kind of help them out. And apparently they got them early, so this is all real information. It's going to be in this video. These videos are going to be everywhere today, I'm sure. And this is just my take on that, on the information and how I see it playing out. I'll actually just start really quick because I'm not going to go too far into it. But they also, before we get into the Shadowlands stuff, 9.1, they also did release a little thing for Burning Crusade Classic. So that is going to be a thing that's happening. So if you are really into Classic and or really were into Burning Crusade, that's some really good information for you there. But this, I focus mostly on the retail game here. So let's go ahead and get into the 9.1 stuff that came out. Okay. So we've defeated Sire Denathrius, and now we have more stuff. We're going to focus more on the jailer and that realm of evil, I guess. It does say here something that is some people are going to hate, some people are going to love, but it is kind of official. And Anduin will basically be the next Lich King. Who knows? Maybe we break him out of it somehow and bring him back to his normal self, or maybe he just goes on to be Lich King, for the foreseeable future. But that did happen. It's only hinted at in their little thing, but it's obvious. A cruel instrument of despair, conscripted by Sylvanas Windrunner, capable of instilling dread into the hearts of Azeroth heroes like no creature of the Shadowlands, and that would be Anduin. So the first thing is discover the mysteries of Corthia. The jailer is searching for a key to fulfill twisted designs, and he has pulled a fragment of a long lost domain into the maw itself to find it. Seek answers in ancient Corthia, the city of secrets, and engage in new quests and outdoor activities. So this is just an expansion of the maw, and I think we'll see that happen. The maw will just kind of like expand as the expansion goes on, and because it's going to be a major point of the expansion, whether we like it or not. So Corthia is going to be like a new section of the maw essentially, and that'll come with more quests. There's going to be more reputations most likely with Venari, the person who you turn in your quests to and buy your stuff from. I think there's going to be more stuff with them. It's also been said that you won't be able to store up like your Stygian stuff to purchase things. Going like you'll have to. The Stygia earned in this season is what you can use. There's no point of saving it up for 9.1 essentially. Covenant Strike Back. Basically, just all four covenants are going to be working together now. They're all togetherness. It's not all one separate thing sending out separate missions anymore. Raid the Sanctum of Domination. So brave, treacherous, unexplored reaches of Torghast in a new 10 boss raid, Sanctum of Domination. Encounter the true Eye of the Jailer, Tarog, the guy that chases you down in Torghast, and come face to face with Sylvanas herself in a fateful confrontation. So who knows what kind of fight that'll be, if we're actually fighting her, if it's like a thing where we're fighting her minions and she's like in control of them. That could be interesting. I'm sure they'll have some sort of video or something since that's like a big deal. So that's a new 10 boss raid. They're sticking with the same 10 bosses. I expect actually a smaller raid here. So it's actually kind of nice. Another 10 boss raid. A new mega dungeon. The Veiled Market. So this is like the cartels in Oribos. It's going to be kind of that themed. Gather your party and discover exotic wares and strange creatures in an 8 boss mega dungeon. So think Return to Karzhan, then think Mechagon, and then this is obviously they're doing this on purpose at this point. I think Karzhan just kind of fell into it, but there's going to be an upper or a lower or whatever of the new mega dungeon. There's going to be half and half of this to make it a mythic keystone of 4 a 4 boss mythic keystone on each side of it. That's obviously what's going to happen here. But then it'll just be a regular dungeon at first. It'll be more difficult, and then eventually they'll make it a keystone with 2 halves. That's just kind of their MO right now. So they're also going to be allowing you to fly, apparently, in this patch. This is really early for flying. Now, it is to note that it is just for the 4 domains of Shadowlands and not for the Maw. Maybe because they figure the Maw is so punishing, they are going to release the flying earlier than what they normally would. So I assume you probably just have to have like your Covenant campaign completely done to unlock the flying as like the main thing, and then maybe some reputational things to go along with that, like revered with all of them or something. I haven't looked at. There might even be a Pathfinder achievement that I just haven't looked at. That's already in the game, but I assume it's going to be similar to what I just laid out for you. But you will be able to fly in Bastion, Revendreth, Maldraxxus, and Ardenweld with 9.1. So there's going to be new Covenant cosmetic armors, more powers of your soulbinds and conduits, or expand the powers of your soulbinds and conduits. So I assume that means for the conduits, it's just going to be rank up higher. And soulbinds, it probably just means maybe they will get more rows. I mean, that's kind of cool if they do. New mounts as well. So all that kind of stuff to look forward to. So overall, it's pretty cool. Like I said, the most controversial thing is going to be the Anduin part, most likely becoming like a Lich King character. And then maybe fighting Sylvanas as a raid boss or a raid encounter, even if she's not a boss. And I only say that because of the way they worded it. It very well just could be that Sylvanas is a boss, we fight her, kill her, and get information or something like that. But it could also be that it is just the way they worded it, that we're just encountering her, we're confronting her, and maybe we fight her for a little bit, but that's not the actual point of it or something like that. Maybe we fight her for a little bit, then she turns and joins us or something, you know. I think it could be a little bit more to it than that, than just killing her. Although I'm fine with killing her, I'm an Alliance player, I could care less. But I understand a lot of people don't want to do that again because it's like if you just keep killing the Horde leaders for former leaders as they become evil. And I get that, not wanting to do that. But now we have Anduin, perhaps as a Lich King, so let's see where that goes. I'm excited for it personally because I just like the idea of having a Lich King, so I actually hope he's a Lich King. We don't kill him, and in 4 years or something, we're fighting Anduin and the return to Lich King or something, you know, just something cool with a whole nother Lich King expansion would be cool for me. So that's something that I would enjoy. And then they put out like little screenshots of the new things like Corthia and the new dungeon and the new Covenant armor, the new raid, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it was quite a big boo-boo if it was an accident. In fact, if by releasing all this, but this is all really cool stuff that we can pour over and speculate on and pick our favorite things up. What I would say is if you don't like the Sylvanas thing or you don't like the Anduin thing, the fact that it's a 10 boss raid, if that's a good raid, then that's great. If it's actually like 10 good bosses, even if you don't like Sylvanas part of it, then a new mega dungeon's good content for sure. I like the expanding of the mall because if we're going to be there, I like it to stay interesting and expanded on. They don't mention expanding Torghast, but I hope that goes with it here. I think actually I did read something about maybe a new wings in Torghast. It's not just about wings though. You got to actually expand and make it better, not just add stuff to it for Torghast. And then a lot of people will be excited for flying, even though I, I could care less personally, but it is, definitely a nicety to have to be able to fly will speed things up a little bit. So I'm not against flying by any means, but some people will be really happy to finally be able to fly there. So that's about it for this. Like I said, huge amount of information just to come out early. We'll see how they expand upon this during the actual presentation. And maybe the presentation is actually so large that they actually release this on purpose early. Just so people already have this as a foundation to think about as they expand on it. So that's also possible. We'll see. We'll see how it goes in the next couple days. As always, I ask you to please subscribe to this channel because it helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody have a good one.